Afternoon, evening, everyone. Just waiting a couple of minutes to kick off at the start time. So you will be able to ask questions at the end. So at that point, just unmute your microphone. And oops, sorry, just go back. If you're not sure about that, your microphone's down there in the bottom left corner. So this is being recorded, so you will get sent a recording after today, and everyone who registered who is also unable to attend will get a recording. Just see what's in our chat box here. Okay. It's just my welcome message here. So just 1 minute to go. Hey, Alana, you're joining us?
Absolutely.
Alana is one of our wonderful customer success managers based in our Sydney office.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Lana. Hey, hi, Lana.
Hi.
And the other voice you can hear there is Amrita, who's one of our wonderful marketing people who sets all these webinars and things up for us. So just
Hi,
waiting for it to
everyone.
click over, and we'll start on what is 5:30 local time for me in Brisbane. Alana's there in Sydney, but we've got people joining us in different locations. That's why we put it at 5:30 so that it's 3:30 over in Western Australia, 7:30 in New Zealand, hopefully a time that suits everyone. So we're on the clock, so let's get going. So I'm Jared from Matific. I'm one of the education consultants on the team. My pleasure to present this session to help you understand the Olympiad and to maximize your chances of winning. We run these Olympiads all around the globe, and this one is just for schools in the Australia-New Zealand area. So firstly, what is the Olympiad? 5-day competition this year, running from the 11th to the 15th of August. And it'll be based, the start and finish times based on local times in Sydney. Because of the different year levels, we now have content up to Year 9 Australia, Year 10 New Zealand. So we've thrown this Olympiad open to all levels. In the past, it's only been for the primary schools. So foundation, which in Australia is called about 5 different things in different states across the country. So we use F for foundation, which is the Australian curriculum term, or year 0, if you like, goes up to year 9, and then year 1 to year 10 for New Zealand. The great thing I think about our Olympiad as a competition is that students complete activities at their learning level. So all students can succeed. This is all about participation. It's not necessarily just about seeing who's the best at maths, but trying to have every student be the best they can be at mathematics and have fun in doing so. So how's it work? In the regular account the students have, they earn stars as they complete activities. Now, during the Olympiad, we will turn off access to the training zone. That's because in training zone, students self-select activities. And what we don't want is students selecting activities at a level that is way below what they're capable of doing. On the other hand, where teachers have correctly and ethically decided that a student really needs to operate at a level different from the level of their enrolled year level, well, that's how it operates in Matific, so that's how they can operate in the competition. What they do is they complete the activities that are presented to them on their map. When they go into an area like assigned work or Adventure Island, there's a map of activities laid out for them to do. So the activities that are assigned by their teacher, either manually or through the uploading of a plan, they will find in this assigned work area, whereas the AI area is the Adventure Island area, where the students get assigned activities automatically based on their learning level. And that's a different learning path for every student. They can also use Arena, where they play activities competitively with one another. The only thing you want to probably watch during the Olympiad is accuracy comes into deciding the winners, not just this time. And in those competitions, students could be speeding to get the answers in before others to win their own internal competition. But it's there either for you as a teacher to start a competition or for the students. But the one area you won't have access, or students won't have access to, is training zone. So in an activity, typically there are 5 questions, and every question that's answered correctly gets a star. Now, the students normally get 3 attempts at answering a question to earn that star, and they can go back and reattempt activities as well. Oh, I think we might have skipped one there. So let's talk about registration. Now, first of all, if your child or the students in your class or school already have a Matific account, there is no need for them to register for the Olympiad. Everyone who has a license during the Olympiad period is registered for the Olympiad. Now, I had someone today on trial say, oh, I didn't realize I was registering. I just thought I was doing a trial. So I had to explain to them, you can totally ignore the Olympiad if you wish and just do a trial. Excuse me. But if you've got a license, whether it's a paid subscription or a trial license during the 11th to the 15th, then every star the students are earning contributes towards their chances of winning. Now, if you don't have a license, or the students don't, then they need to register to have Matific and a Matific account for this period of time. Now, that could be a whole school registration. And so schools need to either upload their own list, or they can contact us. We send a spreadsheet out and you can upload, we can upload the students for you. We have had some people sending in requesting access to the Google Sheet that is available. That Google Sheet is a master, and that's why you can't access it. You need to download it then as an Excel and complete your copy of it and send us that. Alternatively, we can just email you the Excel spreadsheet. Yes, individual teachers can sign up their class, and that's certainly happening. Class or a year level decides they're interested and others aren't. That's fine. What will change is which prizes, though, that can be won. So if you want to be eligible for the school prizes, and we'll look at those in a moment, you need to register your entire school, or at least the vast majority of your school. If you only indicate a class or some classes, then you can, as a teacher, win the teacher prizes for being the best classes, and your students eligible for student prizes, but the school's not eligible for the school prizes. Finally, a parent or even a teacher might decide to register an individual student or a small number of students, in which case those students are eligible for the student prizes. How do we determine the winners of the Olympiad at the school level? What happens is we'll look at the number of students that you've got participating in the Olympiad, and we'll multiply that by 150 stars. That is, every student is trying to obtain a maximum of 150 stars. If you recall what I said earlier, typically an activity has 5 questions, therefore a student can earn 5 stars. Do the maths on that. That means in the week they're looking to do 30 activities with a perfect record, or more than that if they got some questions wrong and they have to come back and reattempt. Now, we factor in point 2 here, that some students might be registered for the Olympiad and then they are sick, or you forgot they're going to be away on camp and so on. So we only look in the end in determining which school wins, your top 70% of the students. So that's a good factor to have built in. And then what we look at the end is if 2 schools, for instance, tied in that they each achieved the target, that's when the accuracy will come into it. So the school that perhaps all the students got the target with the perfect score, no errors made at any time, would trump the school that got the target, but the students made more errors along the way. So the school prizes, each of the first, second, and third place getting schools will receive a lovely engraved trophy to keep as a keepsake of their achievement in the Olympiad, along with a $1,500, $1,000 or $500 cash prize to be spent as the school deems is applicable. Then with the students, as the students are earning these stars for questions, as long as they've done a couple of stars, they're going to start to register, and they will be in what we call the bronze category. And as they move up, collecting more stars, they'll move to silver, gold, platinum, and ruby. each category carries with it a different number of entries the students will get in the prize draw. So the maximum 150 stars gets a student 25 entries in winning the student prizes. Whereas a student having only done between 1 and 74 would only get 1 entry in the prize draw. During the Olympiad, there will be a leaderboard that displays on the teacher login under reports at the bottom of the reports where it says leaderboard. Now that is always there to see how your kids, your classes, your students are going within the school for any internal competitions the school ever wants to run, but we put a special one there just for the Olympiad. So you'll be able to see which schools are winning and which classes are winning. And so you can encourage your kids to fight on further to increase their place on the leaderboard. As far as the prizes for students and teachers, so what we will do is with the students, they'll all receive a digital certificate indicating what level they reached in the Olympiad, and they'll go in the draw to win one of 3 lovely Samsung tablets. So those that reach the top level Ruby will get 25 chances to possibly win one of those tablets. Others might only get as few as 1 entry in that draw. And then for the teachers, the 3 top classes, the teachers of those classes, they will receive, thanks to our partners and sponsors, Oxford University Press, the $150 digital vouchers to spend on Oxford products. So we'll notify who wins the Olympiad on the 22nd of August, and everyone who's been involved will be notified by the email they'll receive, but it'll also be on our website as we announce who the winners were. And now some tips to help you with maximizing your chances of winning. Number 1, I said, in the area that we call Adventure Island, for all but at the moment, the first year level, there is no placement test. So year 1 in New Zealand or foundation level in Australia. And then for the next, 5 levels, there would be a placement test. Maybe that should be 6. And then we will have placement tests out later this year for Australia grades 7, 8, 9, New Zealand grades 8, 9, 10. But at the moment, there won't be any placement test for them to do. However, in any case, you can, as a teacher, manually adjust the learning level of any student in the student management section of the platform. So if you need to lower a student's level, or indeed even increase it because you want to challenge them to make sure they're doing the activities that really will stretch them, you can go in and determine what learning level those students should be at. You can also group your students within your class so that you assign different activities to different students. So again, they're getting instructional level activities for them rather than activities that perhaps are too difficult or too easy. And then during the week of August 15, you want to obviously maximize the time the students have on Matific, because in most weeks, students aren't going to do 30 activities in Matific or on Matific, but during the Olympiad, they're going to need to do that many if they're going to reach 150 stars. Now, they can do that at school, they can do it at home. Remember, this is a web-based resource. And so provided they have a compatible device, provided they have internet connectivity, and they have their login details, they can basically do Matific 24/7. Not that we'd want them to. And then last of all, of course, if your school is doing Matific and you don't really know fully about the platform, well, now's a great time to get someone like myself or my colleague Angela to do a demonstration for you, or people like our customer success managers like Alana, who's joining us tonight, to do a training session. There's no charge, and we're happy to do that for you. Can be on site if that's viable, but can easily be done online. And we can curtail it to your requirements, but typically, if it's a full demonstration, we'd take about a half an hour and make sure you're fully across all the features of Matific so that you know how to use it in general, but also for maximizing your chances in the Olympiad. Now, practical thing, If the students are going to access Matific on an iPad or a Android tablet, then they do so through the applicable apps. And they're free, but you obviously need to arrange with your tech people to have them pushed out, which can take different amounts of times in different schools, and having that organized. Then the students will have their login, or they can use the camera on their iPad or tablet to scan the QR code, but they basically don't access Matific through a browser. If they're on a Chromebook or laptop, desktop, and so on, they can do so then through the browser, being a modern browser like Chrome or Edge. If you're in any doubt at any time about the technical requirements, go to the bottom of the Matific website, and there it will tell you what the different technical requirements are. You can also run what we call a system checker. We'll run a diagnostic on your device and tell you what is working and what is not, in order for you to make sure that Matific will run on your device. There's a whole lot of collateral available on the website if you wish to use. Posters you can put up to create excitement, letters you can send home to parents, and brochures and so on. So check that out if you really want to get into it. We have schools that very heavily invest in the Olympiad each year, and those that take it seriously typically end up being the ones who win. And some of those schools have won more than one time. So tonight there will be a lucky winner just for you giving up your time to attend this live. So, and Rita, who I mentioned earlier, will at the end of this have a report of who was on the webinar, and she'll be able to enter that into a random picker, and then we'll notify, I think, everybody probably in the recording, in the email with the recording, as to who was the lucky winner of that $50. So there is a QR code there too, if you want to scan to register, but also I'll throw it open to any questions. Now, if you don't feel like talking, you can put it in the chat, or you can unmute your microphone and speak. I think we've also got, haven't we, you can raise your hand if you'd rather do that before we nominate who we're going to go to. Okay, Juliet.
Gerald, I'm a teacher in a really small rural school in Greymouth in New Zealand. We already have our year 7 and 8s doing a pilot program to get them up to scratch with our new curriculum that we've just had come in for the
Right, yes.
I actually have a multi-level class, so I have year 5 to 8 in my class. We've already been doing the Matific, just getting the kids used to it and everything. Do I need to do anything, or can we just keep playing it as we are?
So
do I need
thanks,
to
Juliet.
actually...
Yeah, so I need to just explain others understanding what's happening there is the Ministry of Education New Zealand is piloting Matific this year with year 7 and 8 students who are perhaps operating at sort of more upper primary level, not lower secondary, and just seeing how it might assist them. So just like any other student that's currently got an enrollment and a license, during the Olympiad, those students that are currently doing what's called phase 2 of the pilot, yeah, they'll be automatically participating in this Olympiad. If you want other students in the school to participate in the Olympiad, Juliet, just as we've had throughout the year, schools who are doing the pilot have sometimes come to us saying, oh, we want to subscribe now for others, we'll trial it with others. That's fine, but we have to set them up as a separate account, because the ministry wants to keep the data of the pilot students separate from any other students. So it can be done if you've got others you want in it, but just let us know, and then we set up a duplicate account and give you a duplicate or second login as a teacher. When the pilot's all over, we can sort of bring it all together and get rid of all that complication, but that's just what we've got to do just for the ministry's purposes. Is that okay? Does that make sense?
It
You wanted
does.
to
We
ask there?
actually, because the principal is running the program with the year 7 and 8s, and I've got the year 5s and 6s. I've already registered them, and they're just having a play now. But we
Mhm.
can separately set tasks for them. So I think that means we're probably set up, ready to go. Does it?
Yeah, you should be set up to go. I can have a log in after and have a look and see how yours is looking.
Yep.
And during the pilot, as you know, at the ministry's request, we not only locked Training Zone, but Arena and Adventure Island, not entirely, but locked it until the students have done all their assigned work, which in some cases is quite a lot, and they may not get to it. But people have asked, is it all right if I unlock it for periods of time, whether it's overnight, weekends, or at the end of a lesson? That's fine. It's just that the ministry wants the bulk of the time the students spend doing Matific to be on the same activities, and so they get the best comparison they can about how the results look across schools.
Yeah. Awesome. So they'll still be earning stars anyway while they're doing that, won't they?
Yeah, that's right. So, and that's what I mean. It's a fairly seamless approach in that students. I mean, some people use the Olympiad to evaluate Matific as well as be in the competition. Some just join it for the competition sake, and in your case, you're going to be sort of in the pilot, which is for the ministry's evaluation, while the kids are also going to be in the Olympiad. I mean, it's if a child in your pilot, if one of the students in your pilot completes what did we say, 50, wasn't it? I think, no, 30 activities at 5 stars each, gets the 150 stars, gets 25 entries in the draw. They could be pulled out as one of the winners for the tablet and not even realize they were going to win it, because no one drew their attention to the fact. But students seem to find out about these things because we get them registering for the Olympiad, often from schools that already have a subscription, and we've got to go back and let their school know that this child is keen to get into the Olympiad. Can you please explain to them they don't need to set themselves up, or often they pretend to be a teacher to do so.
Yeah, we actually
Karen,
had notice saying, please don't let parents do it. And so we've done it ourselves.
yeah. If parents, and if there may be some parents on the call, so parents normally they do a trial and you get 7 days access. But if you're a parent and you're signing up through that portal, just disregard if it says that you're only going to have 7 days. We've actually set it up so you will, as a parent of a student doing the Olympiad at home, you'll actually get access until at least the Olympiad is over. You can sign your child up, but we try and encourage as much as possible for it to be done through the school.
Awesome. Thank
See
you
what
for that.
Karen you got there. That's all right. We've registered a student grouping, but didn't seem to be able to assign tasks to them. Do we need to have them do Adventure Island first? Okay, so Adventure Island will automatically assign them tasks if at the moment only as said, apart from the first year, whether it's a placement test, they do that first. It's told to the kids, you've got to get your pilot's license for your little avatar character, and then it starts to assign them. But you can also go in and assign activities. So that's what I'm saying might be best if you want to arrange to have an online demonstration. If it's for individual teachers and so on, tend to do them through the day if they're on a bit of non-contact or something like that, because after school, it's often when we're busy doing whole school presentations. But you can either manually find activities to assign to the class, to a group, to individuals, or you can upload a plan, and the plan can be a plan of activities that you created. It can be a plan of activities another teacher's created and shared with you. It can be a plan of preset activities, and we have plans based on the New Zealand and Australian curriculum, and we have them also based on the Oxford Maths series for Australia and New Zealand. So if you're using those, you can go straight in and load a plan that way. On the website, you can also try and be self-sufficient there, in that if you click on the question mark in the top right corner, there is a help button, and there are very good articles in there with step-by-step instructions and video clips showing you how to do different things. But again, just contact us and say, could we please line up a demonstration Matific so we can learn more about that. But if you don't assign any activities, they will still have activities in Adventure Island, and they can still go into an arena and select activities there to play as competitions with others. No other questions there. I'm just trying to see anyone else got a hand raised or anything. Doesn't look like it. No, so I'll call for last drinks. Any last questions you want to ask now? You're always welcome to follow up with an email, and you can send those. Probably best thing is if you send them to either Australia@matific.com or New Zealand at Matific.com, because that way the person who's your relevant contact from the company, be it one of the education consultants like myself or one of the customer success managers, will be the person who can respond to you. Well, thanks everyone for your time this afternoon or this evening. I hope that's been helpful, and I wish you and your students all the very best in the Olympiad, and yeah, hope to see prizes coming your way, as well as highly engaged and improving students of mathematics. Thanks very much.